ever thought, I'll just look at my phone just this once, or it's okay if I answer just this one text. There's truly an epidemic of people who think it's okay to text and drive. According to the article Distracted Driving, sending or reading a text takes your eyes off for 5 seconds at 55 miles per hour. That's like driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. First, I will talk about why distracted driving and texting and driving is such a bad problem and why it's so dangerous. Secondly, I will talk about my plan to hopefully get people to stop texting and driving less. Thirdly, I will talk about how bad it could truly get if people choose not to do something about this problem. Texting while driving is extremely irresponsible. It can cause crashes, which can cause injuries and fatalities. According to the article Distracted Driving in 2017 alone, 3,166 deaths were completely preventable. Those people lost their precious lives, and those people lost their family members. People need to realize how sad and honestly sickening these numbers are. They need to realize the severity of texting and driving because lots of people do not connect texting and driving car crashes with themselves. They think, oh, that will never happen to me. I know what I'm doing. I can text and drive. I'm talented enough. I'm good enough driver. Everyone has excuses for why they can text and drive until they are the next texting and driving car crash. According to the article 11 Facts, texting and driving makes it up to 23 times more likely for a crash to happen. Not 2 times, not 3 times more likely, 23 as times likely for a car crash to happen. Also, according to the article, the 25 scariest texting and driving accident statistics, 64% of all road accidents in the United States had a cell phone included in the wreck. Texting and driving is death. Lots of people think that it is only teens and new drivers that text and drive, but that is not true. According to the article 11 Facts about Texting and Driving, according to 77% of teens, adults tell them not to text or email while driving, yet adults do it themselves. Children have their elders set the poor example of distracted driving. Since texting and driving is such a serious issue, something has to be done. It is time for the United States to take a stand against texting and driving. One main thing needs to happen is that elders need to take a stand and realize that children are watching them. They need to show by example that texting and driving isn't a good thing. And by showing that they are not going to text and drive, they're leading by example, and hopefully their children, grandchildren, or even friends' children will realize that maybe I should follow them and not text and drive. And maybe by setting an example, you could even save a younger child's life. Also, the government needs to take charge and raise fines and laws. I believe that they need to be more strict on texting and driving. There are around 40 states that have laws currently against cell phone usage in a car. But there's 51 states, and there needs to be more active states in those laws. All of the states honestly need to have laws against cell phone usage because it's so dangerous. So another step that could be taken is those states could be active in taking part in creating laws against cell phone usage. Now, the states that do have laws, many of them are not strict enough because there are still drivers who text and drive, even though that there's fines and tickets and other penalties against texting and driving. The penalties need to be upped because they're obviously not working currently. Another thing is education programs. The schools need to also step up and teach the children how truly dangerous texting and driving is. If we show them, maybe they'll be able to realize how dangerous it is, and they will be able to realize that they shouldn't do it. As technology gets more and more popular, there is bound to be more fatalities from distracted driving. According to the article 11 Facts About Texting and Driving, 19% of drivers of all ages admit to surfing the web while driving. And it can only get worse as technology gets more and more popular. That percentage will go up. And so the fatalities and injuries of car crashes from distracted driving will go up. Society needs to take a step against it getting worse. In conclusion, texting and driving is an extreme problem. There are so many people who do it, and yet it's so dangerous. Humanity needs to start taking the simple steps to stop it. People need to lead by example and just not be on the phone. People need to be educated on how dangerous it is. And lastly, the government needs to step up the severity of the punishment for texting and driving. If these precautions are not taken, it will only continue to get worse. People need to be educated on the dangers of texting and driving, and the severity needs to be regulated by the government because it causes so many deaths and car crashes that could be prevented if people would just stay off their phones. How many of you are willing to pledge now never to be on your phones while driving? Please raise your hand. Thank you.